Hello YouTube, Mr. 938 here with week 2 vlog. Saturday. Still on my way to take my daughter to a birthday party. No blizzard. We did get rain last night. You know, unlike snow, water runs. Interesting things in the news this week. A Roman Catholic bishop was charged, pled guilty, was charged in 2009, pled guilty this week to owning child pornography. Sentenced to 10 years. What doesn't surprise me is the fact that it was a Roman Catholic bishop. What does surprise me was that in 1989, there was a complaint filed against him for, I can't remember the gentleman's name, he was a kid at the time, finding this stuff on pictures and magazines and stuff like that. He reported it to the police and to the church, and the police did nothing. So that was 30 years this asshole was victimizing children, either directly or indirectly, through his actions. I've had enough. Time for the Roman Catholic Church. What I'm thinking should happen: two things. One, should be brought up, taken to world court in The Hague, brought up in charges of crimes against humanity for what it's done to protect its pedophile priests and granting them sanctuary. Sorry, Pope Benedict, your apology means shit. It was absolutely nothing. The second thing that should happen is that all the victims of any priest, Roman Catholic priest or higher, should launch a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against the church. Take that puppy down. It should be disbanded, everything sold off, and all proceeds be paid to charities that either prevent or look after kids that have been victimized either by sexual assault or whatever, child find, what have you. Enough is enough. And that's not the only crime against humanity that this church has done. If you go through history, the Roman Catholic Church has been responsible for many things, and all it wants to say is, we're sorry we made a mistake. We're sorry. Yada, yada, yada. Well, enough is enough. Second thing that concerns me is this was brought up to the RCMP in '89 that apparently did nothing. What the hell? Were these investigating officers pedophiles themselves? Or were they just Catholics that didn't want to go against the Catholic Church? Either way, I don't know what, if anything, was done to this one or many, or however many it was. RCMP officers that were investigating this, but you dropped the ball in a really big way. You had this guy in '89. You had him, and you let him go. Think about that. What if that was your son that was victimized? Would you think differently then? Just because they're Catholic, or in the Catholic diocese, like priests or whatever, means nothing. A bad guy is a bad guy. and you let him go. I've lost a lot of respect for the RCMP over this. Like, this shouldn't have happened, and it did. You guys are just as guilty as the church in this regard. Also, one other thing I would like to bring up. I've been following another vlogger. Well, not really a call vlogger, but anti-bullshitm. He claims he's an atheist. Probably is. Whatever. But one of the things he likes to talk about is pushing, you know, pushing your view onto others. Well, guess what? You are just as guilty of pushing your beliefs onto other people. You're doing the same thing that all the other theists do. Your view is all that's important, and you're pushing it. You're not interested in a discussion about it. You just want everybody to think like you. That makes you just as guilty as they are, bud. Sorry to burst your bubble. I gotta run here. I'll be back.
112.
Back with this gentleman from, I don't know where he's from, other than Canada. The last video I watched of him, he was ranting about vegetarianism. Was the gist of it. And saying that it's not a taboo topic. Well, no, it's not. And I am an omnivore, which means I eat both plant and animal. I eat meat. I don't have anything against vegetarians, or vegans for that matter. What I do take offense at is when someone starts preaching to me and telling me that I'm evil, or that eating meat is wrong. No, from where I sit, it is not. I don't care if you don't eat meat. That's fine. That's completely up to you. People are free to choose. And as for, well, one other thing, you mentioned some mythical disease where, you know, supplements or being a vegetarian can't be done. Actually, there's this disease called gout, and it's a uric acid. It has to do with your liver, and it's a uric acid buildup in the joints. And on that dietary list of things you should not eat are, and I will give both sides of this, any red meat, any wild meat, and on the vegetable side, because you're basically what the main cause is a type of protein called purines. And on the vegetable side, you're looking at beans, nuts, barley, so that pretty much takes out beer, and beans as in all beans up into and including soy. So there you have it. Unless you want to spend a fortune on actual supplements, you know, what choice is there? You've got to eat some meat to get the protein. And that is gout. Yes, I do have gout. I'm not that bad, and I'm not giving up my beans, my nuts, and my red meat. I just drink lots of water. But as I said, my case is not something that is chronic. Well, it's still classed as chronic, but it's not as severe as it can be. So yes, there's your mythical disease, and yes, it is real. You should know that. You should have known about that one. There could be more, I don't know, I haven't gone looking. I'm just speaking from what I know. So, as I said, yes, you can have a discussion about anything. But what people do not have the right to do is cram their beliefs down somebody else's throat. Right? You want to believe in the flying spaghetti monster? All the power to you. If you want to believe in be a vegan? Be a vegan. Again, I'm happy for you. But don't sit there and try and make me change my lifestyle because it offends you. I'm not going to force you to change your lifestyle because it offends me. That is what I draw an issue at. That's what I think most people do draw an issue at, is when people start cramming their idealisms down their throat. And as for some of those slaughter videos, you gotta watch where you get them, because if they're produced by PETA, you can guarantee they're full of bullshit. And hypocritical. Considering, what's her name? Not Ingrid, although she's probably got a copy of Mein Kampf in her nightstand for a little light reading before bedtime. But her second in command is a diabetic, which means she has to take insulin to stay alive, to regulate her blood sugar. Guess what? And this is a quote from what she said at a conference, right from her face. It's okay for me to do that because this way I can live to fight the good fight. Okay, if that isn't a hypocritical, then I don't know what is. Now, for someone that's looking for that total for freedom for all the animals, you know, and that means you should be giving up things like insulin if you're diabetic and just dying. Church. But again, that's because they're such hardliners about it. I think it's rather fitting. Anyway, that's it for the vlog. I think. I'll let you know. So I'm back for another little bit, I guess. Big change from last week. This week, or last week this time, we were in a blizzard. Snow's gone again. Just finished vacuuming out our basement. Get this. Bunch of snow melts twice. Don't get a drop. We get 6 drops of rain. I get water. But I hate parking lots. It's not so much the pedestrians, it's the other idiot drivers that think they can park wherever, except for an actual parking spot. Can't park in a parking spot because that wouldn't make sense. We'll just park, you know, in the fire lane or in the middle. And this yet doesn't know what a stop sign is. But, yeah, I'm backtracking a bit. Yeah, anti-bullshit, man. You know, I think maybe you should come down off the high horse there for a bit. Okay, because you are just as guilty as you know, to make a reference to religion. You're just as guilty as the theists are for being preachy. And, you know, for someone who claims to be an atheist, you're not any better. People should just let people live the way they want to live, more or less. I mean, I'm not just saying, like, you know, total anarchy, but laws of the land kind of thing you gotta follow. But as for things like dietary choice or even religion, whether they want to be theists, atheists, pagans, what have you, you know, let it be. It's so hard about accepting what another person is. mean, like I said before, people have to be free to choose what they want to do, what they want. Granted, you have to be responsible for those choices, which I'm guessing some people don't really realize. But yeah, you are free to choose. But to backtrack a little bit about the multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against the Roman Catholic Church, I'm pretty sure you could probably find a Muslim lawyer that would probably do the case pro bono. I mean, just for the glory of taking out the Roman Catholic Church. Like I said, I'm not too disappointed in the church itself, because I more or less expected it. They've been harboring pedophiles since the 80s, and probably since before then. That's just when it started to come out. So there you have it. Next week's vlog, I hope, will be a little bit on the lighter side, like it was supposed to be. Instead of all this negative stuff. Take care. Have fun. And yay, I think we're done with the snow. Finally. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.